Hello everyone and welcome to my first ever Tonic Craft Kit. There's been a couple of unboxings for this, so I'm not going to do a whole lot of explaining as to what's in the kit because I'm sure you've seen it plenty of times. But this is the gorgeous cardstocks that came in the kit, and I'm actually going to use some of them. I am not going to hoard them. It came with it's kind of a pet window themed kind of a kit, so it came with a calligraphy pen I have no idea how to use, but I'm going to practice with it. It came with some really awesome brushes. And I got the Spring Flowers watercolor pencils, some embellishment mousse, um, well, you saw them. They went by so fast. Ebony Black Nouveau drops, and I can't remember what else went by, but they send you so much product. It's amazing. I love this kit. So the first one, I'm going to start off with doing just a simple frame. I cut 4 of the frames out of black and I glued them together. And this is just to make a nice, thick, sturdy frame. And now I'm just going to glue on the gold specialty paper that came in the kit. I cut 1 frame from that. I was very picky with this gold paper because I absolutely love this paper and I didn't want to waste any of it. So I was very picky about where I put it, which is why I only used it on the top of this frame and the rest of the frame is black. I also cut a panel from the brown cardstock that came in the kit. And this is just a 4 1/4 by 5 1/2 card base, white card base. And it's got kind of a little like texture to it. It feels really, it's really nice paper. Not as thick as, I think it maybe would be considered like a 65-pound, maybe 80-pound. I don't know. It's not as thick as what I use for card bases, that's for sure, but it's definitely great for die cutting and for panels, etc. So I'm just going to sit that in the middle, and now we're going to glue the frame down. And this one is very simple card. I basically only used the frame from the kit and then the cardstock from the kit. And then I've got these digital images. I have a whole bunch of them that every once in a while I'll print them out and color them in. And I colored her in some fall, nice pretty fall colors, which I think she came out super adorable. And I'm just going to pop her up on some thin, this is really thin foam tape. I got it at the 99-cent store. I cleaned them out, and last time I was there, they didn't have any, so I'm waiting for them to get some more so I can clean them out again. I also got this Sending Hugs sentiment off of one of the previous Simon Says stamp kits. Beautiful script on those sentiments. And I'm just going to pop that up right underneath her feet, and that will complete card number 1. I think she's so adorable. So for card number 2, we're going to do a window scene with the pets. There was a whole lot of die cutting that went on here that I did not include in the video, or you would be here all day. There's a couple of old paper packs that came from Michael's that are holiday paper packs. And I started with, again, a standard A2 size card, 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. And I found some, I wanted something kind of look outdoorsy. So I found this little snow flurry pattern. And the red pattern is supposed to mimic wallpaper. I cut out several frames and then I glued them together. There's probably like 4 frames for each window, and they're glued together to make them nice and thick. I also took, I believe that's supposed to be either a windowsill or a planter. I took it and I cut it twice as long. And that's going to be like, oh, I guess it would be a back of a couch. When I leave the house, I have a big picture window just like this. And every time I leave the house, that is what I see when I look up in the window. I see my pets standing on the back of the couch, looking out the window, waiting for me to get home. So I decided to try to mimic that with this little set here because I thought this was perfect for that. I'm just going to figure out where to place the couch, the back of the couch. So I start to adhere it on the one side, lift the window frame, and then push it all the way down. That's just to make sure that there's no space between the bottom of the window frame and the top of the sofa. And now I'm just going to play around with the pets and figure out the best placement for them behind the window. And I'm not going to attach anything permanently until everybody is placed where they need to be. I wanted to make sure that you could see their faces through the window panes fairly easily. So Kitty's going to be kind of standing up like he's standing on the inside of the window. And that was the best placement so you could see him. And when I cut out all of his pieces, you can see off to the side, all the little pieces, they come separately, so you have to kind of build your pets. So this is how I decided to build him. I decided he'd be gray, and then his little nose and his ears and his tail, I made white, and then the pink. And I had to inlay, and then I put a nice sparkly bow on his collar to make him kind of festive. And I'm just showing you all the things. That little part on the tail does not, it's more of a embossed area. So I just, when I cut, because I had to cut him out of white as well, and then I took the tail part and I trimmed that. I just fussy cut the tail part off so that it could give him the white fluff on the back of his tail. And now I'm going to partially adhere down one of the windows, because we still need to trim any of the parts of the animals that are sticking out of the sides of the windows. I'm also going to attach, the little banner is going to go up in the window above the kitty's head. And I'm only going to do it above the cat because the other the other parts of the window are going to be covered by the foliage that I have, the pine trees covered in snow. Those will be covering the top of the other window, so I don't need a banner on the top of that one. So there we go. Now puppy is in, and this doesn't come with obviously the Santa stuff, so I cut it from what I just showed you, the honeybee stamps. There was a hat in there that was perfect for the pet, and I cut it off, attached it. I wanted them to be very festive. Now this window I can put down all the way around because I'm not putting a banner on top of it. So I glue that down nice and tight, and then I'll trim off his little extra bits. And then I will put the banner on the top of the other window. And you can't tell, but it's actually kind of festive paper there. I think it's holly berries and leaves, holly leaves, but you can't really see that. And now I'll just glue in the top of the window. And we're done with that. I had this little set of sentiments that are pet related, and that's that little stamp that I just showed you is where I fussy cut out a couple of the greeneries from that. That set I got at Michael's last year, but I think I saw it there this year as well, so it's still available. And I just kind of fussy cut them. I stamped them in 2 different greens so that there's a variation in color. You can't really see it on the video, but you can in person. And then I took the snow, which I'll show you in a minute. There's the inks that I used. Those are from American Crafts. And now I'm just going to pop up. Oh, here's the snow. I knew I showed you the snow and the glitter. So the snow stays wet for a bit. And so you can put, you can write your snow wherever you want it to go on your branches, and then sprinkle the glitter on top. And I got both of those at Michael's as well. And then I'm just going to pop up the greenery around the window. Anyway, back to the sentiments. They came in a kit that I got a long time ago that was you were supposed to be able to make a pet book, and I never finished the pet book. But I have all these sentiments and bits and pieces from that kit that I never used, and so this was perfect. So I made a little sentiment banner out of that. I'm just going to pop it up right underneath the window, and that will complete card number 2. Super cute, and that's what I see every day when I go to work. Next up is I'm going to use the embellishment mousse. I've never used this stuff before, and I wanted to play with it. This stencil came from one of the, I want to say the Hero Arts. Yeah, I think it's the last kit that I got from Hero Arts. It's kind of like an Arabian Nights themed one, and this is the stencil that came in that kit. And I thought it would be a really cool background for some very sparkly ornaments to be sitting on top of. So I sped this up really fast, otherwise we'd be sitting here for a really long time, because I was very careful when I put this mousse on. I was trying to be sparing because it's just a little bottle and I wanted to use it some more. So once I peel this off, I'm going to heat set it with my little heat gun. because I'm too impatient to just set it aside and let it dry naturally. So I'm just going to heat it up with my heat gun until it's not sticky at all anymore. And then that is the background for my card. It came out really pretty. It's very shiny and it's a beautiful color. It's great for a holiday card. So I cut it using my stitch rectangle die, and this is another one of the Hero Arts kits that I had gotten last year, and I thought that ornament right there would be absolutely beautiful if I did a couple of them on that background. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to pull out that stamp. This set also came with matching dies, so I've got the die right behind this. I'm going to use my the sticky embossing powder, because I want to put the glitter on top. So I'm just going to use the Nuvo um, ink pad and ink these up. I'm going to do 2 of them. And then I'm going to use the sticky embossing powder, heat that up, and then I will cover it with the glitter. It stays sticky, so you have plenty of time to do this. I'm just going to cover it completely. There they are. Beautiful ornaments. Now here's the die, and this is a great set. I love this set. Hero Arts comes out with some really nice stuff, but I had to kind of pick between kits, and I kind of been bouncing around for the last year trying to find the ones that give me the most bang for my buck. And right now the Tonic ones, because they give you so much product, and I love their products, so I'm going to stick with the Tonic one. So we're just going to place that on an A2 size card base. And at this point I thought, you know what, I need something behind this. This doesn't look, they just don't pop off the page the way I want them to. And I found this, oh, also I wanted to obviously string up my ornaments. So I have this white and silver baker's twine. Anyway, this is the paper that I found in my stash, and I thought, you know what, this would look so cool if I made kind of a rusticy looking with the shiny. So I cut that out. I made out of with a little panel. It's another one of my stitched rectangle dies, but one of the smaller size. And that's basically the setup right there. It's going to be just like that. And right now, when I look at it as I'm making it, it doesn't have the wow factor that it does at the end. So just stick around and you'll see what I do to it to make it look very rustic but elegant. How's that? So I'm going to set my panel on. I have to glue it down because of the embellishment mousse behind it. When you try to tape to the embellishment mousse, it won't hold. It just falls off. So you have to kind of glue that stuff down. So now I'm just going to place my ornaments on my background. I took the strings that are holding the ornaments and I tucked them behind the embellishment mousse panel. And now I'm making a couple of bows using some of the natural twine. And I'm just going to put those on using the little dots, sticky dots. And I'm going to do 2 of the natural bows. And then I'm going to glue on 2 of the silver and white twine bows on top of that. And see, now isn't it just starting to look so cute? Actually, this is my absolute favorite card that I did. I was going through all my sentiments trying to find one that I thought would be good, and this is one that says, "May your Christmas be merry and bright," and I thought that was a good little sentiment for that. And I ended up using the bronze powder for the sentiment. I'm just using all the different metals, I suppose you would call it. So I'm going to pop up my sentiments once I get them all trimmed down using my little tonic trimmer, which literally this is the only thing it's good for, but it's absolutely perfect for it. I can get the best strips and squares using that little tonic trimmer right there for my sentiments. I'm going to pop them up. Well, pop up part of it, and the other part is just glued to the ornament. I will pop up the large one on the bottom, place that on my card, and that will finish off card number 3. Now, unfortunately, card number 4 and card number 5 lost the footage, but I will show them to you here in a moment. Isn't that just so pretty? I love that card. It's absolutely gorgeous card. Anyway, I'm going to just kind of go through and show you the other ones. These are the ones that you've seen already. Here's my little sending hugs girl. Now these are the I'll show you the ones that you've seen already. My little pet staring at me out the window as I leave for work. My pretty elegant ornament card. Here's one that you didn't see, and that is just kind of like a wonky frame around a Christmas tree. It's a Sizzix tree that I decorated with a bunch of little ornaments, have a furry Christmas, put the little dog, some presents. And then this one was, I'm kind of sad you didn't get to see this one. This one is a double shaker. So it's the backside, it's clear all the way through so that you can see inside and outside, and then the shaker part is in between. So unfortunately we didn't get to see that one because I couldn't, I lost the footage, but there's all 5 cards that I made using the Tonic Craft Kit. I believe this was number 14. So thank you guys so much for stopping by. I really do appreciate it. Here's some close-ups of the finished cards. I may try to do this one again right here so that you can see the process. It's actually not that hard though. I'm sure you guys could figure it out. Anyway, so just want to say thanks again. I really do appreciate you guys, and I will catch you again in the next video. Have a great week. Bye-bye.